Hello, Mark Crossfield here, and today we're going to have a closer look at the TaylorMade R11. Got my wrench, got my club. This is the driver that helped Darren Clarke win the Open. They've just gone at St George's. Let's take a look at it and see what all the fuss is about. So here we go, we got the R11, it's the white-headed driver with the black face. It's got the dials on it that allows you to custom fit the club. So we've got the flight control technology here, I think they're calling it on the neck, which allows you to change the loft. You've got the face angle technology here, allows you to change the face, so left or right. And then you've also got the adjustable weights on the outside that you've seen in TaylorMade drivers for a long time actually, which allows you again to manipulate it a bit further left, a bit further right. So what we're going to do, hit a few shots. We've got TrackMan on. I'm just going to show you when I change some of the settings on this club, what kind of difference it makes, how big a difference it makes. This is a 440 design head shape, the R11, so it's a smaller head. And this is where I think lots of people get a bit confused with R11. So being a smaller head, it'll tend to appeal to better players a lot more. The customization of it, the ethos of that actually appeals to higher handicappers because they're thinking, oh, they can stop their slices or their hooks just by twiddling all the dials, which is kind of true to a certain extent. But the whole idea mainly with the custom fitting ports on this club really is to dial the club in for your better player. Because what we're going to do today is test and see how big of a difference it makes when I change some of these angles to the ball going left or right, just to give you an idea if it would actually help you with your slices. Look, so I've got it set up. I've got a 9-degree driver here, stiff shaft. I've got just the standard blur shaft that goes in this one. It's a 9-degree R11. I've got it set in the neutral setting on the bottom. I've got the 10-gram weight in the heel, so slightly heel biased, and it's set at the standard 9 degrees loft, so I've not got it tweaked higher or lower. Let's give it a few hits. We've got TrackMan on, and what we're going to do is just listen to how far left or right it goes when I'm trying to hit a shot with it in its neutral settings. So let's kick this off. Let's see how straight I can actually hit this club. Here we go. Okay, that's not a bad drive. Hit that, not too bad.
Side total 9.6 yards left.
Okay, so 9.6 yards left. That's going to hit most fairways. I mean, the head size, the 440, putting it down by the ball, it's a nice shape. Obviously, the white to the black looks brilliant. Where this club really works well is on telly as well. I mean, watching them all, lots of these at the Open being used. And the reason I say lots is I'm sure there was equally amount with other drivers, but as soon as you see a white-headed club, you know it's a TaylorMade one. When you see a black-headed one, you don't know if it's a ping or a Titleist so much. So it's harder to spot them, but the white ones, they stand out because obviously there's nothing out there on the market at the moment that's white, apart from the old Cobra driver, and there aren't many of them around. So let's just give this another hit. Obviously, this is the driver that Darren Clarke used at St George's to help him win the Open just gone. So it obviously has some pedigree behind it now as well. Let's give it another hit, again in the standard settings. Again, that's not a bad hit at all. That's going to hit most fairways.
Side total 6.7 yards right.
So 6.7 yards right. So start in the neutral settings, which is where I tend to have most of my drivers if they've got adjustable weights and what have you. I feel like I can hit a fairway. It's doing what it's meant to do. It's pretty neutral. The flight off the face is good. You know, it performs almost as good as any other driver, and the white does look special on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the red dial here on the bottom. Simply get your wrench and you undo it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it into the closed position. I'm going to try and put the same swings on 2 more shots. And let's see. Here we go. Just knock it into the C. So you get the C and then a little arrow. You just got to line them up and then dial it back in. So just literally tighten that back up. What happens? It does feel, that dial on the bottom does feel slightly fiddly and slightly cheap in its manufacture. It feels a bit plasticky. I'm just going to wait for the click. There we go, so that's in. So this is now set up in the same loft, but it's got the 10-degree weight still in the heel, so it should have a slight draw bias, and that does just close the face off. That is, you can see instantly as I put that on the ground, that is just closing the face in a little bit more. So let's give it a hit with the closed face and see if it actually makes the ball go anywhere left or not. any difference in the shots. Trackman will tell us. Let's give it another hit. Yeah, so that's got some draw on it. It's a good hit, started straight. Just
37.8 yards left.
37.8 yards left. So that put a noticeable amount of spin on that one. So let's give it another hit. Again, I'm just trying to put the same swings on these. That's straighter. It's actually drifting a little bit to the right, that one.
Side total 2.6 yards right.
So pretty straight, that one, 2.6 right. Let's give it one more hit. So the closed face there didn't have such a dramatic effect on that one, or no effect at all really where it went. One more hit. So again, that's quite straight. I mean, the first one tailed off.
Side total 3.2 yards left.
3.2 left. So, I mean, it's not massive left. So, first one moved 40 yards more in the air. So, that was a big difference. But, I mean, how much of that I put on it myself? I mean, I didn't feel like I put much on it, to be honest, and it went. Next two, I felt like I hit it pretty square. So, I don't know if I'm adjusting to the face. The more you hit, a better player will start to just try and hit the ball straight. They'll adjust to the closed face. The thing is, when you do put the club on the ground, it does feel closed, nowhere near as closed as other clubs out on the market. So there's other things out there, more game improvement clubs that will hit the ball further left for you, offset drivers and what have you, which I think will do a lot more than R11. Again, like I'm saying, R11 is aimed at a better player, so it's only tweaking it. It's not aggressively setting it up in these draws or fades. TaylorMade try to say it does. I mean, for me, I don't think it does that much. It's a great looking driver. It performs really well, the R11. It looks good in all its aspects. That little red dial on the bottom feels and looks a little bit plasticky. When you're turning it, it feels a little bit like after maybe a year of use, if you were fiddling with that, it might not be quite as secure as it is when you buy it. But it's a good looking driver. It performs well. The stats I get off this driver, when I've tested it against others, the Trackman gives me good figures, good distance, good launches and what have you. It does perform well. If you're looking for game improvement though, I get lots of people coming to me and saying, you know, they hit big slices playing off a high handicap, so I get the burner or do I get the R11? I mean, R11 for me is aimed at that better player, and that's why you're seeing them use it at the Open. You know, you're not seeing any of the guys in the Open using an offset draw drive or anything like that, because that's aimed more at the handicap golfer. So I think you need to be careful when thinking about this one, subject to your ability and how far in the air you think it's going to move the ball. Good driver, R11. Let me know what you think, guys. If you've tried this club, let me know. I'll be interested in your thoughts. If you found that the settings have made it really change your direction of shot, so straighter and right or what have you, be really interested in knowing. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.